right, here's your practice exam, ladies and gentlemen. So on the first one, classify each equation. So remember, if it's direct variation, you can write it as y is equal to a times x, or you can write it as y over x is equal to a, where a is some constant. So remember, if it's inverse, you can say that x times y is equal to that constant, or you can say that y is equal to a over x, and you could even go as far as saying x is equal to a over y. And remember, when it's neither, a lot of times you'll see a plus or a minus sign in between them. For example, this one right here, you have x plus 2. Well, I can tell you right now, that one's going to be neither. So you would drag it into there. Same thing with this one here. You have a plus or a minus sign there. They're going to be neither. X times y is equal to 2 over 3. That one looks like that one right there. So that one will go there. Y is equal to 5 times x. That looks like that one right there. So that would go there. X is equal to 2 over y. Oh, that one looks like it goes right there. And let's see, y over x. That last one, well, that kind of looks like it is going to go to this one right here. So you would drag and drop them into the right places. The second one, number 2, the variables x and y vary inversely, and y is equal to 5 when x is equal to 2. Write an equation that relates x and y, and then find y when x is equal to negative 1. So it says it varies inversely. So remember, from up above, we said we could say x times y is equal to a, or y is equal to a over x. All right. So let's go ahead and say y is equal to a over x, because that is what they have, since we need to solve it for y. All right. So they're saying that y is equal to 5 and x is equal to 2. So if I multiply both sides of that by 2, I'll get that a is equal to 10. So again, I'm going to plug that into our equation up here. And so that'll tell us that y is equal to 10 over x. And now they want us to do it when x is equal to negative 1. So we're going to say x is equal to negative 1. Well, 10 divided by negative 1. Here, let me put the negative 1, not the negative x there. That's going to be equal to negative 10. So our answer for the second one is negative 10. Which of the following is equivalent to x squared plus 5x plus 6 over x squared minus 9? So on this one here, you're going to want to simplify or factor both of them. So on the top one there, we know that we have an x and an x. Again, this one here is positive. So I look at that one there. That tells me they're both positive. And what are factors that will give us 5? When I multiply them, they'll give me 6. It would tell me 2 and 3. The bottom one is a difference of squares, because it's x squared and 3 squared. So on that one there, we can write x plus 3, x minus 3. And now, what can we get rid of? What's the same on the top and the bottom? Because now we can get rid of stuff since we're multiplying. So we can get rid of that x plus 3. We can get rid of that x plus 3. So if you look at it here, do we have an x plus 2 and an x minus 3? Yep, And it looks like right now it's the only one that can work is this one right here. Okay, and again, remember, it's the x can't equal -3 because again, that's the one that went away. So -3 plus 3 would equal 0. Don't forget that when you're taking your test. Okay. Number 4, find the product of 4x squared minus 8x over x plus 1 and x squared plus 2x plus 1 divided by 4x. So again, you're going to factor stuff and get rid of stuff. So on the top one there, on the first one, we know we can get rid of we can factor out a 4x, and that'll give us x minus 2. The bottom of that one's already factored. All right, let's see the second one there. Let's see, I can do that as an x plus 1 times x plus 1. And again, that's going to be over 4x. All right, so now what can we get rid of here? We can get rid of the 4 times x and the 4 times x. We can get rid of one of the x plus 1s and one of the x plus 1s. So what do we have left? We have x minus 2 on top. We have x plus 1 on the bottom. Actually, no, we don't have x plus 1 on the bottom. We have it on the top. Excuse me there. And I'm not going to redo this because I want to get home too. So our answer is x minus 2 times x plus 1. All right, so let's see. Looks like it's going to be this one here. Okay, and again, remember, what on the bottom there is what we notice we can't have -1, which is what it's saying. And 4 times 0 is going to be 0 also. So we can't have that one. So our exclusions are okay there, and we're still good to go. All right. So number 5, find the quotient of x plus 2, x squared minus 5x plus 6, and the second one divided by x plus 2 over x squared minus 4x plus 3. So remember on that one there, oops, got the wrong thing back there. So let's go here. Apologize for that. Again, I'm not changing it. So it'll just make it entertaining for you. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and factor these. So I'm going to factor this one here. So that's going to be x again. Thinking this one here. That one's positive. Look at the middle term, it's negative. So we know that they both have to be negative. And what are values of x? Let's see, what are two numbers? When I multiply them, give me a positive 6. Yet when I add them, give me a negative 5x. So you would tell me that's -2. And that would be positive 3. I mean, -3, excuse me. And then let's see on this one here, again, let's just go ahead and factor it before we can do that. So I'm going to look at that. I'm going to have x minus 3 and x minus 1. Okay, just remember what I kind of said. Now remember, the rule is this. When I'm dividing, so I'm going to take the first one, it's going to stay the same. And x minus 3. And remember, I flipped the second one and I multiply. So I'm going to have x minus 3 here. And I'm going to have x minus 1. And on the bottom of this one, I'm going to have x plus 2. All right, so again, let's see what cancels here. The x plus 2's cancel. The x minus 3's cancel. Now, what do we have left on this one? We do have on the top, we have x minus 1. On the bottom, we have x minus 2. So x minus 1, x minus 2. Now, here's what you need to look at here. On this one here, I have that twice. I have it here and I have it here. But remember, on this one here, we look at the one on the left-hand side. So this one here tells us that x can't equal 2. And this one here tells us x can't equal -2. So it has to be and 3 because this one got rid of this here, right? And this one over here, again, you have to take all of them on the second one here because we divided. So we're going to look at this one here and this one here. So we have 3 exclusions. So you know it has to be that one there. Okay? All right, find the sum. So to find the sum, remember what we have to do is we have to find a common denominator. So if we want to do this, we're going to find our lowest common denominator. Let me go with a different color. So our lowest common denominator is going to be, let's see, on the first one there, I have 2x squared. On this one, I'll have x times x minus 1. So if we again look at it, on the first one, we have a 2, we have an x. So we have an x here, and we have an x here. So we take the higher power. The higher power is squared. And then I'm going to take this one here. So that'll give us x minus 1. And then we kind of look at what we have. So on the first one there, we have a 6. All right, we have the 2x squared there. What is not out of our lowest common denominator here? What is missing in this one here? And you're going to say, well, it's just the x minus 1. All right. And then on the second one, what is missing? I still have that plus. On the second one, what's missing? I have an x. I don't have an x squared, so I'm going to have an x. And I'm going to have a 2, because there's no 2 on here either. All right? So I just told you I'm going to have what? A 2 and an x. And I already have that other x there. And now I can write it all over our common denominator, which is 2x squared times x minus 1. Let's go ahead and simplify that now. So that'll give us 6x minus 1 plus 2x squared. You know, that's going to be over 2x squared times x minus 1. Let's go ahead and rewrite it in descending order. So 2x squared plus 6x minus 1, or minus 6, excuse me, because again, I distributed that through. I thought 2 was going away here. So again, to simplify that, I can factor out a 2 on the top. That'll give me x squared plus 3x minus 3. All of that over 2 times x squared times x minus 1. Now, 2's cancel there. So your answer is going to be x plus x squared plus 3x minus 3, all of that over x squared times x minus 1. All right, on the next one, let's find the difference. So we're going to kind of do the same thing here. Let's see if we can find a lowest common denominator. So on the bottom one there, we are going to have, let's see, This one here is going to become an x plus 4, x minus 4, because it's a difference of squares. So what is my lowest common denominator on here? Well, you're going to tell me it's x plus 4, x minus 4. So on the first one there, well, I have both of them on the bottom already. So it's just going to be the x plus 1. And then on the second one there, I have an x plus 4 on the bottom. I don't have an x minus 4. Why did I put it up there too? It's x minus 4, I'm sorry. So on that one there, I don't have a x minus 4 on the bottom on the second one there. So I would put it as 3 times x minus 4. And all of that is over our x plus 4, x minus 4. All right, if I simplify that, I'll have x plus 1 minus 3x plus 12. All of that over x plus 4, x minus 4. Now again, kind of luck here, I distribute that negative 3 through the parentheses. That's why I got negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 4 is plus 12. All right, and let's see, to simplify that, let's see, x minus 3x, that'll be negative 2x. 1 plus 12 is 13. Again, that's going to be all over x plus 4, x minus 4. And that is your final answer for that one. All right, let's see. On number 8, it wants us to simplify. So let's see here. What do we have? What is our common denominator? Well, let's see, on the top one there, we have an x minus 3. On the bottom one there, we have an x minus 3 and an x. So it looks like our lowest common denominator is going to be x times x minus 3. So remember, what you're doing here is you're multiplying this whole top by x times x minus 3. And you're multiplying all of this bottom by x times x minus 3. So if we look at it that way, let's see, on this top one here, because again, look at what you're trying to do. You're trying to get rid of the fraction here. So on this top one here, I have an x minus 3 on the bottom. I have an x minus 3 on the top. What I have just left, I have 2 times x. So I'm going to have a 2x on there. On the bottom one, on the first one there, I can get rid of the x minus 3 and the x minus 3. So that would give me a negative 1 times x, right? And then on the second part there, I have a plus there. What am I getting rid of there? On this one here, I can take an x there and an x there. So I still have that 3 on top. And then I'm going to multiply it by x minus 3. All right. So now let's go ahead and look at that and simplify that. On the top, we have 2x. On the bottom, we have negative x plus 3x minus 9. So again, I distributed this 3 through the parentheses. And let's see, that will simplify to 2x on the bottom. On the top, on the bottom, we also have a 2x, but we have minus 9. All right. So here's where some people will make a mistake. They will tell me that, oh, I can get rid of those two there, and I'll have an answer of negative 1/9. Well, you can't do that. You can see that you don't have that there, and I never, ever Because of this here, right here, I cannot get rid of those. Something separated by a plus or minus, you can't reduce it anymore. So 2x over 2x minus 9. Let's see. Looks like, again, they're giving us two choices here, so it looks like you have to kind of remember it's that one there and that one there. But when we look at our original equation, what will make it go to be 0? Well, I would have the negative. If I put a 0 there, well, we can't divide by 0 there, so we know x can't equal 0. If I put it there or there, it's going to make it a 0 in the denominator also if I have x is equal to 3. So it looks like our answer, and that's kind of why they're putting a couple here for you, it's going to be that one there. All right. This one here works here, but remember, it's what we got rid of, and we didn't get rid of the 2x minus 9. So it's, again, hopefully it makes sense, ladies and gentlemen, that it had to be that other one. Okay. Number 9, remember, this here should be an easy one, because why? Because it's just using the cross products, because we have stuff that are separated by itself. So we can take that times that, and we can take that times that. So what did I just say there? We can take 10 times x minus 1. Is equal to 4 times x plus 2. So let's distribute. That'll give us 10x minus 10 is equal to 4x plus 8. So let's see, if I subtract the 4x, that'll give me 6x. If I add the 10, that'll give me 18. And then if I divide by 6, I'll get that x is equal to 3. And that is what my answer key has, so I know I'm done. Okay. Let's see, solve 1 over 5x minus 13 over 30 equals 3 over 2x. So again, let's look at this. Again, we have to find a common denominator. So I have 5 times x. I have 5 times 2 times 3. And I have a 2 times x. All right. So let's see. On the first one there, I have a 5. Let's see, and I have an x. Let's put the x over here. You'll see why I did that in a second. On the second one, I have a 2. I have a 2 on the last one there, too. So I only have to do it once. I have a 3 on the middle term. And I haven't anywhere else. And I have an x on the last one, but I already took it from the first one. So there is our 1. So if I look at that, okay, what do I get rid of on the first one there? I have the 5 and the x. What do I have left? I have a 6. Then I'm going to take a minus. On this one here, I have 13. Let's see, on the bottom, I have 2, I have 3, and I have 5, right? So it looks like the only thing I'm going to put on the top is the x. And let's see, on the one here, I have the 3. What am I missing on the bottom? That would be 5 times 3, or 15. So let's simplify it. 6 minus 13x is equal to 45. I'm going to subtract 6. That'll give me negative 13x is equal to 39. I'm going to divide by 13, negative 13, and that will give me that x is equal to negative 3. Okay. Let's see, number 11, it's asking us to select the solutions. Looks like I can go ahead and fix it on the bottom there for you. So let's see here. Let's see. let's factor what we know. So this will be x and an x plus and plus, so that means they're both pluses. And what are factors of 18 that will give us a 9 when we add them? Well, 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 plus 6 is 9. Oh, so look how nice this one's going to be. On the very first one, we have nothing going away. On the second one here, what do we have on the bottom? We have x plus 3. So we are going to have an x times x plus 6, right? And then on the last one there, I have the x plus 6 on the bottom. So I know that I'm going to multiply it by x plus 3. Okay? So now let's see here. I'll have x squared plus x squared plus 6x is equal to 4x plus 12. I'll have 2x squared plus 6x is equal to 4x plus 12. Again, since I know I have a squared there, I'm going to bring everything over to one side of the equation, set it equal to 0. So let's go over here. So I'm going to have 2x squared. I have 6x. I move that 4 over, it's going to become negative. So 6x minus 4x is minus 2x. And when I bring that 12 over to the other side also, it's positive here. I take it over to the other side, it becomes negative. So minus 12. I'm going to set that equal to 0. Okay. Remember on this here, it looks like I can factor out a 2 on everything. That'll give me x squared plus x minus 6 is equal to 0. All right, so now we know if we divide by 2, 0 divided by 2 is going to go away. So we're just going to have our x squared plus x minus 6. Remember, since this one here is negative, one's positive, one's negative automatically. And let's see, what are factors that when I multiply them give me negative 6, yet when I add them give me a positive 1, so that would be plus 3. X minus 2 is equal to 0. So x is equal to negative 3, or x is equal to 2. Now again, what you have to do is you have to plug these in to see if there is an extraneous solution. Well, let's look at this one here. It's x is equal to negative 3. If I plug that into here, or even here, what's going to happen? Negative 3 plus 3 is going to equal 0. You know you can't have division by 0. This one here is extraneous. The other one I will tell you will work. So this one here was extraneous. So the only answer you can have is x is equal to negative 2. All right, I'm giving you a lot of problems there, but you still can do this. All right. Number 12. I'm almost done here, people. Okay, number 12. Let's see. Given that x and y show direct variation, remember when I have direct variation, I can say that y is equal to a times x, where a is some constant. All right. So we know that if x is equal to 1, y has to equal 4. So what times 1 equals 4? That'll tell us that our a is equal to 4. All right. So if that's the case, then we know that our formula is y is equal to 4 times x. And then we're just going to have to fill out. Okay, if y is equal to 8, 4x is equal to 8. So that means we would divide by 4. We'll get x is equal to 2. 4 times 4, x is 4. So 4 times 4, that's going to be 16. And then I'm going to have 32 is equal to 4 times x. I'm going to divide by 4. That'll give me that x is equal to 8. Number 13, remember, when we have ones like this, and I even hinted on our notes that the first thing you do is you're going to switch your x and your y. So remember, f of x is just a fancy way of writing y. All right, so now you're going to switch x and y. All right, so if I do that, I'll have x is equal to 4 times y minus 5. Divided by, y minus 5. All right, so, and now I'm going to solve for that new y. So when I solve for that new y, that means I'm going to have to multiply this side by y minus 5. I'm going to have to multiply this side by y minus 5. So the y minus 5's there and go away. On this one here, I'll have then that y minus 5 times x is equal to 4. So now you're going to divide both sides by x. So that'll give us y minus 5 is equal to 4 over x. And to get y by itself, you would just add 5 now. So you have 4 over x plus 5, because it was negative. So when I brought it over to the other side, it is positive. And then, as you notice, they replace your new y with g of x. All right, so our answer is 4 over x plus 5. All right, so again, now you're just going to kind of do the same thing with this word problem. But with this one here, we're not going to change the variables because, again, as I told you on the notes, sometimes you would lose stuff in the translation. So let's go ahead and look at this. I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite it down here. So we have c is equal to 5x plus 410, all of that divided by x. So first thing you would do is you would say, well, I have an x on the bottom. Why don't I just multiply both sides by x? All right. So if I do that, then I'll get c times x is equal to, and I just put it in alphabetical order, 5x plus 410. All right. So now I'm going to take this other x here, because I want to get both of my x's on the same side, and I'm going to move it over to the other side. So when I do that, I'm going to have a negative. So I will have cx minus 5x is equal to 410. So now look at it. Now, since I have the x's on both sides, I can factor out an x there. When I factor out an x, I have left c minus 5. And then to get x by itself, you're going to divide both sides by c minus 5, which tells us then that our answer is going to be x is equal to 410 divided by c minus 5. Okay. And then finally, our last one is exactly like the one on the homework. Well, more so like the notes, I guess. So a chemist has 2 liters of an acid solutions whose acid concentration is 65%. How many liters of pure water should be added to lower the concentration to 50%? So 50% is our goal. So we're going to say 50% or 50 over 100 is equal to, let's see, on this one here, we started with 2/10 of a liter, all right? And we know that out of it, the acid part is 65% right now. So we're going to say that's 0.2 or 2/10, and then we're going to take our 65%, well, 65% is 0.65. Remember, you would start there, 1, 2, so 0.65. And then on the bottom, we know we already have 2/10 of a liter, but we're going to have to add something. What we're adding is the X, the water. So that is our formula right there. Now it looks just like the one that we did our example on. So we're going to take our cross products here. So I have 50 times 2/10 plus X is equal to, and I'm going to take 100 times 2/10 times 0.65. All right, or that will give me, let's see, that'll give me 50 at, let's see, that'll give me 10 plus 50x is equal to 10 times 0.2 times 0.65, ladies and gentlemen, will equal 13. All right, so let's see here. If I do this, I'll have 50x is equal to, I'm subtracting the 10, that'll give me 3. So x is equal to 3 divided by 50. And if you plug that into your calculator, you will get 0.06. And they already have the liters in there for you. So I'm going to put 0.06. Again, the one on the test is very similar. So hopefully all this helps you, ladies and gentlemen. Get this in, get some light work in for me today, because it is Friday still when I'm making this. Hopefully if you didn't see it by then, it's too late. Good luck on your test.